Welcome to the Art of Recovery. This video is about making a jewelry holder picture frame. If you have leftover epoxy from another project you don't want to waste, or if you'd like to learn how to make a special gift for someone, let's get started. First, choose some type of mold to pour your epoxy into, like these medium-sized plastic bowls or lids, because they're perfect for one large seashell that can hold jewelry or keys, and any kind of small picture frame, or one like this that will also encapsulate an item. Then choose any kind or color of smaller seashells, gems, stones, marbles, imitation gold, silver, diamonds, or any other kind of colored plastic or glass to decorate your project. I have prepared all my larger shells earlier with a thin coat of colored epoxy and some imitation gold. Next, wipe a thin coat of lubricant into your mold that'll help you remove the epoxy once it's dry. I use fluid film, a non-toxic spray that works great, but WD-40 or cooking spray or even vegetable oil will work. Any of these will keep the epoxy from sticking to the plastic, making it difficult to remove. Then, determine the number of projects to be poured and estimate the amount of epoxy you'll need to mix. I believe less than 2 ounces of epoxy is plenty for these types of pours. So I've mixed 8 ounces of super clear, a 2-part 1-to-1 ratio tabletop epoxy, which is my favorite, for at least 3 minutes. I've divided my mixture into 2 containers because I'm making some projects with clear, and I'm also pouring some projects by using black diamond, pink pearl, mica powder. I've added about 2 grams of powder to this 4 ounces of epoxy. Now make sure once you've mixed your powder in completely, you move ahead with the pour because adding the color can speed up the curing process just a little bit. Pouring the epoxy is simple. I pour mine less than a 1/4 inch deep. Then quickly warm each one with a heat gun to remove any air bubbles. Now epoxy is self-leveling, so just take your time. Pour uniformly, and it's all going to come up the same thickness. If you need a little more, just put a little more. Then use a torch or a heat gun Next, I put my larger shells in the front corner of my mold. Then I insert my picture frame into the back side and press it in. Finally, I've chosen numerous items to decorate my pours, but I'll only put the larger ones in now, like these stones and glass. My smaller items will be added when the epoxy thickens in about 30 minutes so they don't sink to the bottom. When I have leftover colored epoxy, I put on gloves and coat some more large shells to use on future projects like I did these. This is such a simple process. I'll be back when they're dry. Okay, they're finished. And as you can see, each of my projects are decorated uniquely with craft supplies that I find at Blick Art Materials or on Amazon or Hobby Lobby or even Walmart. And I enjoy using all the different styles and shapes and colors, and each one turns out amazing. To get a completed project out of its mold, simply push all the sides away from the epoxy, then push upward from the bottom and work the epoxy loose from the plastic. Feel around the outside, make sure your edges are not sharp. If they are, sand gently with 220 grit sandpaper. Before I go, these epoxy jewelry holders were designed as part of a digital business to help incarcerated men and women financially support their children. If you are watching this on a Securus tablet anywhere inside the Department of Corrections, especially Bell County Forestry Camp, or inside the Correctional Institution for Women at Pee Wee Valley in Kentucky, we dedicate this epoxy idea to all the children and families that have been devastated by the opioid and drug epidemic. Have your family contact us at recoveringarts.com as we offer instructions for creating art and a platform to help you pay child support and strengthen your relationships with your children. Thank you all for watching The Art of Recovery, and other videos coming soon.